Subpart F, Fire Protection, 29 CFR 1926.150-155. Fire Protection, Subpart F. Fire Protection, Fire Prevention, Flammable Combustible Liquids, Liquefied Petroleum Gas, LP gas, Temporary Heating Devices, Definitions, Fixed Extinguishing Systems, Fire Detection Systems, Employee Alarm Systems. Fire classifications. Class A equals combustibles, wood, paper, trash. Class B, flammable liquids, gas, oil, paints. Class C, electrical. Class D, metals. Fire Protection 1926.150. General requirements. Employer shall develop fire protection program to be carried out in all phases of construction. Employer shall provide necessary equipment. Access to equipment maintained at all times. Equipment conspicuously located. Periodically inspected and maintained. If project warrants, may need a trained fire brigade to assure protection of life. Fire protection continued. Water supply. Adequate supply to operate firefighting equipment available as soon as combustibles accumulate. Underground mains available for use ASAP. Fire protection continued. Portable firefighting equipment. At least 2 A extinguishers every 3,000 square feet of building area. No more than 100 feet of travel to nearest extinguisher. 55-gallon drum and 2 pail or half-inch garden hose instead. At least one 2-way FE on each floor, one adjacent to stairs. 10B FE within 50 feet of 5 gallons or more flammable or combustible liquids. Employee training initially and at least annually. FE fully charged, maintained and inspected annually. During demolition, charged hose lines, water tanker, or equivalent shall be available. Fire protection continued. Fixed firefighting equipment. Automatic sprinklers installed ASAP on each floor. During demolition, sprinklers retained in service. Standpipes brought to ASAP and available for service. Fire protection continued. Fire alarm devices. An alarm, telephone, or siren system installed to alert employees and local fire departments of emergencies. Alarm codes and reporting instructions posted at phones and employee entrances. Fire protection continued. Fire cutoffs, firewalls, and exit stairways given construction priority. Fire doors hung as soon as possible. Fire Prevention 1926.151. Ignition hazards. Electrical installed in compliance with Subpart K. Exhaust on engine-powered equipment well away from combustible materials. If piped outside building under construction, 6 inches maintained between piping and combustible materials. Smoking prohibited and posted where fire hazard exists. Portable battery-powered equipment used near flammable gases or vapors approved for hazardous location. Nozzles used in cleaning or venting of tanks and vessels containing flammable air concentrations must be bonded to the tank or vessel. Fire prevention continued. Temporary buildings. Not erected where it will adversely affect means of exit. If located within another building, shall be of non-combustible construction or have a fire resistance of not less than 1 hour. Temporary buildings not used to store flammables, explosives, blasting agents, etc. shall be at least 10 feet from other buildings or structures. Fire prevention continued. Open yard storage. Combustible materials piled no higher than 20 feet. Driveways between piles at least 15 feet wide. Kept free of accumulations of combustibles. Solid piles, whenever possible, 10 feet from buildings. 2A extinguishers in place, not more than 100 feet of travel. Fire prevention continued. Indoor storage. Storage shall not obstruct means of exit. Non-compatible materials segregated by 1 hour barrier. Aisle space maintained to accommodate widest vehicle which may be used in building for firefighting. Clearance of 36 inches maintained between top level of material and sprinkler deflectors. Clearance maintained around light and heating units. Clearances of 24 inches around path of travel of fire doors unless a barricade is provided. Material shall not be stored within 36 inches of a fire door opening. Flammable and combustible liquids. General requirements. Only approved containers for storage and handling. Not stored in areas used for exits or stairways. No more than 25 G outside approved storage cabinets. No more than 60 G of flammable liquids in one cabinet. No more than 120 G of combustible liquids in one cabinet. Inside storage rooms. Proper fire resistant rating. Electrical design for Class 1, Division 1. Hazardous location. Exhaust system changes air 6 times per hour. Containers over 30 G not stacked. Quantity for spraying operations not exceed 1 day supply. Storage outside buildings. Storage shall not exceed 1100 G in one pile or area. Piles separated by 5 feet and kept 20 feet from buildings. 12-foot wide access way within 200 feet for fire control apparatus. Area graded away from buildings or supplied with 12-inch dike. Portable tanks no closer than 20 feet to buildings. Kept free of debris and weeds. Flammable and combustible liquids continued. Fire control. 20 B FE located outside door and within 10 feet of rooms holding 60 gallons or more. 20 B FE between 25 and 75 feet from outside storage area. 20-B C FE on all tank trucks or other transport vehicles. Dispensing liquids. Transfer area separated from other operations by 25 feet or 1 hour rated fire division. Transfer containers electrically bonded. Transfer through closed piping from safety cans by device drawing through the top, or by gravity or pumps. Transfer by air pressure on tanks not allowed. Units protected from collision damage. Liquids in closed containers when not in use. Used only where no ignition sources are within 50 feet. Flammables and combustibles continued. Service and refueling areas. Approved containers, hoses, and fittings. Automatic closing dispensing nozzles without latch open device. Clearly identified and accessible remote shutoff switches. No smoking or open flames in the area. Area posted with no smoking signs. Motors of all equipment shut off before fueling. 120-B:(C) FE within 75 feet of each pump, dispenser, fill pipe, and lubricating and service area. Tank design and storage. Multiple requirements for equipment, safety devices, construction, and location of above and below ground tanks. Liquefied petroleum gas, LP 1926.153. General requirements. Welding is prohibited on containers. Valves, fittings, accessories connected to containers must have rated working pressure of at least 250 psi. Connections should have shutoff valves as close as possible to the container. At least one or more safety relief valves. Shutoff valves not installed between safety valve and container. Dispensing into fuel containers on trucks or vehicles from bulk storage not performed less than 25 feet from buildings. Dispensing into portable containers not less than 50 feet from buildings. Liquefied petroleum gas continued. Containers. Containers stored outside should be upright on firm foundation and secured. Containers used indoors only when infeasible to use outside. Systems with water capacity greater than 2.5 pounds require access flow valves. Regulators directly connected to containers, valves, or manifolds. Valves protected from damage while in use or storage. Aluminum piping and tubing not used. Portable heaters equipped with automatic flow shutoff in the event of flame failure. Temporary heaters at least 6 feet from LP gas containers. Liquefied petroleum gas, LP gas. Storage of containers. Storage of LPG within buildings is prohibited. Requires 120-B:(C) fire extinguisher. Outside storage, away from buildings. Quantity, distance. 500 pounds or less. 500 to 6,000 pounds, 10 feet distance. 6,000 to 10,000 pounds, 20 feet distance from building. Over 10,000 pounds, 25 feet away from building. Temporary heating devices, 1926.154, continued. Ventilation provided to ensure health of workers. Use in confined spaces requires ventilation to ensure combustion and limit temperature rise. Clearance to combustible materials. Heaters not suitable for resting on wood supplied within insulating material is required. Located at least 10 feet from combustible tarp or covering. Temporary heating devices continued. Set horizontally when in use unless allowed by manufacturer. Solid fuel salamanders prohibited in buildings and on scaffold. Flammable liquid fired heaters equipped with safety fuel shut off in the event of flame failure. Heaters designed for gravity oil feed used only with integral tanks. Additional sections, definitions, 1926.155. Fixed extinguishing systems, general, 1926.156. Fixed extinguishing systems, gaseous. Fire detection system, employee alarm system. Questions? This completes Subpart F Fire Protection presentation.